Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to West Seattle. It's Ben back with you to take my first look at a brand new Typhoon from Storm. So 253042 are the numbers, reactor cover stock, and it's the return of the hotline. It's been a while since Storm has had any balls from its hotline back. But before we take a serious look at that, I pick up one of my true OG favorites, the High Road Pearl, because I think I might be using a ball like the Typhoon at a time when I typically take out my High Road Pearl, so we'll find out. Out on the lanes, typical West Seattle house shot, and it's a little bit broken in just from warming up with super strong hyperdrive, but let's see what's going out there now. Okay, kind of missed in a little bit. High Road Pearl, one of the best balls ever made, now discontinued, replaced with a slightly modernized version called the Road Warrior, also very good. For me, I find that the Road Warrior is very similar to the High Road Pearl. High Road Pearl might be a tad weaker, maybe cover stock, maybe not having the AI core, not sure, it just kind of feels a tad weaker. But then, so I really like it when the lanes start to transition. I need to get through some friction at the front, have enough down lane motion, but not be too jerky off the spot. Yeah, it's an OG GOAT status caliber ball for a reason. High Road Pearl pretty much matched up with everybody in the world, like a lot of the High Road balls. Just kind of does the right thing. Eventually all roads come to a high road, that saying typically tends to be true. Yeah, just you can kind of see it's not too angular off the back, but it's definitely clean enough to get through some transitions, some early friction from the people you're bowling with, or maybe the center you're bowling at. There are some slight differences, numbers-wise, technical specification-wise, compared to the Typhoon. The numbers on the High Road Pearl, 257046, so slightly higher RG, gets into a spin a little slower, but then also the 046 has it flare just a little bit more. Otherwise, the numbers kind of on paper are kind of close. Cover-wise, R2S Pearl on this is a little stronger than reactor cover stock on the Typhoon. But aside from that, I think where I might be bringing this Typhoon out, and we'll see, it's about the same place. Say that kind of game 2, game 3, or you're bowling at an older center that just makes it hard to get through that front. Maybe you have slower ball speed. That's when these types of balls come into play, I think. I don't think High Road Pearl has ever let me down, so to consider the Typhoon as maybe an alternate in its place, it's got big shoes to fill. Again, they're not exactly the same on paper, but they're close on paper. Yeah, so that one missed in, kind of see, hung in some of the oil that maybe hadn't gone through transition yet. When a ball like this typically tends to do that, it doesn't always have enough to kind of get back off the spot. So what will the Typhoon do? I have no idea. Excited though. It looks super rad. It's a gorgeous looking ball. Got that deep purple and the neon pink engraving, so yeah, let's just stand in the same spot, see what we got. Okay, there's a lot of good things I saw there in one shot. The first thing is, typically for me, all cards on the table, balls kind of down the line, maybe kind of closer to entry level, They tend to be a little too weak sometimes for me, so that they get through the front parts easy, sure, but then either they snap way too hard because they've stored too much energy not reading at the front, or they kind of miss the spot. So what is this one going to do? Same pin result, different way of it happening. It's looking good though. I think I would have guessed that a ball like this would be pretty angular, but I'm pleased to see so far it's not. Layout on this is a smoother layout for me, but it's also my benchmark layout, because why not? 60 by 5.5 by 60, so kind of a pin down look. Okay, a couple things. I like the shape. I like how it's going from skid to hook to roll. It's just rolling a little forward, getting a little long for maybe what's out there right now. And West Seattle Bowl is typically on the cleaner side of houses, and we tend to put a little bit more oil than at least some surrounding spots. And it is just me out here, so there's a very good chance that the lane just hasn't, even with my warm-up, gone through enough transition. Let's square up, but not much. Just 1 and 1 rights here. Let's see what this does. Okay, missed right. I kind of thought it was gonna jump on me. Kind of hung out in that house shot friction area, but didn't dive in. I'm okay with that. In fact, actually I really like that. For me, I tend to like bowling balls that are on the smoother side. I find that I can score better with those, especially on a house shot. It means if you kind of throw it into that friction, it doesn't just hockey stick off. It's kind of hard to control that. Okay, so that one was kind of one right with my feet and tried to keep it more on line with the previous shot. And that looked pretty good. I think I can see that the Typhoon so far does appear to flare to my eye a little less than the High Road Pearl. And on paper, that should make sense because the differential is a little bit lower. Yeah, I think we're pretty lined up with where I would want to play with the Typhoon here and now. So then you might ask yourself, why do bowling balls that are at around this price point or performance level, why do they exist? Who are they for? When are they for? Well, it's interesting. Outside of sort of like that beginner ball, that first ball, you're looking to kind of get into bowling and you want just a little bit more hook potential. It's a wide variety of people that a ball like this is going to be just right for. So let's throw one here and then we'll talk about it. Whew. That one's pretty good. You can see it's still round. It kind of has some of those safe, reliable characteristics that a High Road Pearl would have. It's not too angular in the back. Again, maybe it's a layout I put on it, but I put this layout on a lot of things. And not every ball is nice and round like that off the spot. So back to that question though, who is this for? When is this for? Well, let's start the where. If you bowl at a center that's higher friction, maybe older lanes, or maybe not Brunswick Pro-Am lane, your center maybe doesn't put out a lot of oil. A ball like this might be a really good starting ball for some of you. If you bowl at a house that maybe has newer lanes, puts a fair bit of oil, but the people you're bowling with tend to use a lot of strong stuff that just kind of beat the lane up quick, and after 6 frames, maybe a game, you're finding it really difficult to get the ball to not check up on you, Typhoon. If you find yourself at the end of a league night or maybe in a tournament where the lanes are beyond high friction, just kind of really worn down, and you move left, so you need something to still get clean through a lot of that day friction, but you want it to come back. I think that's also when you'd look to a Typhoon. So then you can see that it's not just an entry-level ball, your first beginner ball. In fact, there are probably some other bowling balls in the Storm lineup that you might look to before that. Sort of that super first thing. Tropical Surges exist, the Hustles exist. This one I kind of see in between where the high road line is and the Hustles. It's kind of an untouched area right now. There just aren't a whole lot of options. So it's great to have one and have it be good. This one seems to be really good. Because again, for me, some of those Tropical Surges and even some Hustles, never really gotten along the best with. There are a couple exceptions that I'll mention in a sec after the shot. You know, for a ball, again, at this price point and performance level, it's easy to strike with. So it's nice and balanced. But yeah, so a lot of those tropical balls, they're a little too weak or a little too jumpy for me. And the same with a lot of the Hustles as well. I think there are two exceptions that I can think of in recent memory. The Hustle USA and the Hustle X-Ray that was from last year. Those two roll really, really good. So I think a ball like this might just instantly replace those for me. I think this does what those do, but maybe even a little more consistently for at least how I throw. Yeah, I'm very pleased to find that this ball is not sacrificing the clean through the part for being then way too angular off the spot, way too much energy retention because it's not strong enough to use any of the front part of the lane. It's very balanced. So when would I use this for myself? Well, here at West Seattle Bowl again, cleaner lanes, maybe a little more oil than a lot of other houses. This would probably come out middle of game 2, game 3. We have league tonight, final position round of the season. Might actually bring this out. I think it would be like a step underneath when I throw my V-bow. That was a terrible shot, but hey, domino those goalposts. And yes, you did hear me say I step underneath my V-bow. V-bow, much stronger core, of course. There are other options that could be underneath that. Zen 25, Road Warrior, IQ AI, and I like all those. That's what I tend to use, but I think for how our shot breaks down on league, the Typhoon could be a nice, seamless move after the V-bow, just a little too much in the back. It's a lot of strikes right now. I don't often strike like this with balls at the lower end of the spectrum. And it's not some elitist thing about like, well, the more expensive ones are the better ones. Just being totally transparent with you, I think with how I throw and where I tend to bowl a lot, balls that are way too clean for me and a little too energy retentive are hard for me to manage. Just what it is. So not every ball is for everybody, but I think this ball is more for me when I need a ball that's in that kind of slot. High Road Pearl, also still really good. This one is putting up a good fight. Let's throw one last one here. All right, well, Typhoon, cool name, kind of bringing back some of that storm, natural disaster nomenclature. Remember El Nino, La Nina, thunderstorm, blue thunderstorm? OG favorite for me. I think it has a very good spot in my 6-ball arsenal. Right at the bottom, actually. I don't know that I need something less than that. So I think I finally found that missing link that I've been looking for. I think I might try it with a little bit of surface knocked off to kind of see if that makes it too much. Never know. Maybe even drill another one with a slightly stronger layout. Will I like that or dislike that? Time will tell, so I'll give you an update later. But that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.